Hi Andrew, it's Carol Lee Sampson here from Malvern, but originally from Jersey in the Channel Islands. I came over to England many years ago with my then boyfriend who was from Worcester and had a job on Radio Ibis. Love it here in Malvern. It has a community feel, especially between all the musicians, and there are many pubs that have regular music nights which at last are opening up again after this difficult year. I always find it quite difficult to describe my songs style-wise. Some of them are a bit Americana with catchy melodies and choruses, but others are a bit more stripped back and gentle. Don't really try to write in a particular style. It's however the song turns out really and what backing suits it. I write about personal experiences, mine and others' stories that touch or resonate with me. They're all pretty heartfelt, trying to capture life's moments in all its joys and sadness. I do try to bring an element of hope within my music, even if it's just to let someone know that they are not alone in the way they're feeling. I guess my first musical influence was my dad, who was a great pianist and used to play in a little jazz trio. And I guess that's where my love of the piano came from, and since then I've enjoyed all sorts of music. From the age of 11, I used to make up little tunes and start to write poems and songs. Every other line had to rhyme in those days, and I remember asking my dad for a place that rhymes with now. He replied, "Slough," so I put it into my song. I ended up singing that song to my headmistress because my music teacher, who was called Mr. Lob, funny name, was so impressed with it. What an encouragement though to a budding young songwriter. Musical influences during teenage years were the likes of Cat Stevens, James Taylor, the Carpenters, but more recently Ed Sheeran and Adele, who have shown me the beauty and simplicity. Just a voice and an instrument can be really powerful and effective. That's something I've learnt over this last year, to be confident in who I am, be vulnerable and authentic, just be me. A defining musical moment for me was at 11 years old. I heard the song Close to You by the Carpenters on the radio. I was on holiday with my dad. I can remember it really well. I just love the sound of all the beautiful harmonies and the whole ambience of the song. I still get that feeling now whenever I hear it. The best bit of kit that I currently own is my newly acquired Nord keyboard, which I'm still trying to get my head around with all the amazing sounds in it. But I guess if the house was on fire and I could only rescue one item, it would probably have to be my iPad with all my songs and lyrics and stuff on. That would be a really hard thing to replace. I think the main inspiration for me and what drives me is ultimately my faith in God, realising that we're all here on this earth for a purpose. My life's motto is, do what you can with what you have, wherever you are. I love that because everyone has something they can do to offer to the world.
But you told me a story on that cold grey day. Bad choices you made, this was the price you paid.
You know, sometimes you can just stumble upon someone, like I did a few years ago whilst walking my dog Roxy on the common by my house. Joby was a homeless man and I ended up taking him some warm soup and coffee every day during the cold months of November, December. When I heard the news that he had tragically died in a shop doorway on Christmas morning, my response was to write a song about him. The message in the chorus goes a little bit like this. Little acts of kindness, little acts of love, breaking down the barriers that we all put up, reaching out with tenderness, 'cause words are not enough.
I bought you some coffee that was so sweet, and soup in a flask, keeping in the heat.
Some of my best songs have been written in my lounge in the early hours of the morning, whilst everyone else is in bed. I don't tend to worry too much because at the right time, I know a song will come. To be honest, I can go for months without writing anything.
Yeah, Joby, dream on of little acts of kindness.
My best ever gig has been on a stage in front of around 4,000 people, hearing them singing one of my songs with me at a Christian event. My worst, and at the opposite end of the spectrum, was back in the 80s when I was travelling around working men's clubs. I was booked to do a Sunday lunchtime slot and had to go on straight after a stripper. In my innocence, I really didn't quite know how to follow that. And I think I recall a few shouts of "get 'em off" during my set. My most embarrassing moment? I love to chat and connect to the audience, so at this one pub gig, there was a lady sat quite close to me who looked pregnant. So I asked her very confidently over the microphone, "When are you due, darling?" She promptly replied, "I'm not." I really wanted the ground just to swallow me up. Never done that again.
'Cause life started out good, like the start of every story.
My working week involves a few days of private care work with some elderly ladies who I love dearly. Then that leaves me a couple of days to do my music stuff, rehearsing, etc. Plus normal and essential things like boring housework and shopping.
Mary boy.
Love taking my dog Roxy out most days, which is a great tonic. And for the past year or so, I've been swimming a few times a week, which has improved my stamina and health. I've also just begun taking an interest in painting, something I've never done before. It's just another different and creative way to express yourself. Needless to say, I hardly ever watch the TV. I love that I can bring a song and sounds into being that weren't there before, to convey and communicate, to resonate with people all around me, and to help make a difference wherever I can.
And that's exactly what she's been doing, making a difference. Carol Lee Sampson from Malvern.